For a second straight day, we're following storms, though today looks much tamer than yesterday. People cleaning up from yesterday's storm have had to protect themselves from a lot of rain today. Rain has been falling for most of the day along the Front Range.
Yeah, the skies are doing better, but you see those pictures on the ground. Things have been problematic. By noon today, we'd already been experiencing Denver's wettest day of the year so far, and that is showing up on the roads, like here. Adams County has shut down several roads out east due to flooding. The county was sharing these pictures this afternoon showing some of the cars that are stuck. They're stuck pretty deep, too, out in Bennett and Strasburg. Of course, free water for our lawns, that's welcome, but the rain today and tomorrow may add up to too much of a good thing. We've got some pictures of the creeks and the streams that are running pretty high. As it often happens, we see part of the bike path along the Cherry Creek Trail all but covered. And Cherry Creek State Park also reporting some damage done this morning. Some of the roads there were flooded. East Lakeview Road, which runs through part of the park, is closed now. Part of that road has crumbled away. Colorado Parks and Wildlife said there's some damage to pipes that carry water under the road as well. The park itself does remain open.
It's a very different scene up in the mountains where fresh snow fell along Loveland Pass. Roads were wet, but mostly clear this morning. But once the storm moves out, some places could see more than a foot of fresh snow in certain areas. So let's check in with Danielle Grin, who's been tracking this all. So we're under a flood watch around the Denver area now. And I mean, it's been raining for 36 hours?
Incredibly unusual for us to see this kind of wet weather pushing in. In fact, this has been the wettest day that we have seen in 2 years' time. 2 years. With this storm from yesterday and today, we are looking at 2.43 inches officially out at DIA. Keep in mind the average for the entire month of May at 2.16. So we have certainly exceeded that. And the storm system, like you said, is not done yet. I'm still looking at the potential for another 1 to 2 inches of water to come through across the Front Range by this time tomorrow afternoon. Hence the reason we have that flood watch in place at least through tonight. Wouldn't be surprised if they extended out through tomorrow just because of all of the rainfall, and unfortunately that has led to some flash flooding out there. This is our camera atop Lookout Mountain. This really has been the scene, the cloudy skies, soggy skies coming across the Front Range and then up into the high country. It has been all snow all the time. Talk about a powder day in May. Pretty unusual. We are looking at this area of low pressure sitting in far southeastern Colorado, tapping into some of the moisture from the Gulf, and that is allowing these thunderstorms to really ramp up in intensity across the northeastern plains. Back here around the I-25 corridor, still looking at some solid rain coming through, just what we needed. And then up in the mountains, we're seeing a little bit of a lull out there. More on the way late tonight into tomorrow as they have a winter storm warning in place. Here's the futurecast taking us to 10 o'clock tonight. Could see some pockets of really heavy rain here in Denver. Some nice sleeping weather as long as we just can get rid of the lightning and the thunder. That might keep you up, as well as the hail. By about 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, still going to be a soggy start to the day, but I am tracking some clearing as we look ahead toward late tomorrow afternoon as the storm system finally moves out of the state. But again, tonight we're still going to be under the gun. Keep that in mind. And tomorrow, if you're traveling up into the mountains, still thinking about breaking out the skis or snowboard, you have time to enjoy some fresh powder. All eyes ahead toward the weekend and of course Mother's Day. Guys, I'll let you know if we have a shot at seeing some sunshine. I don't know.
That would be nice for the mothers out there. We would love
Alex.
A little sun on our day.
We're expecting some sun later this year, though?
Later this year, most likely, Tom. Still not a guarantee, but
okay.
Here's to hoping.
All right, we're only not even halfway through the year. Danielle will talk to you much more about the weather throughout the hour. Of course, we've already seen some of the flooding in and around the Denver area today. Generally pretty minimal in the city, but there could be more coming as those hours of rain still await us. Let's check in with meteorologist Corey Repeneg, and he is live where the water does gather. That's why they call it Confluence Park. We're watching flooding. There certainly is real concern, though, not in the metro area, but around the many burn scars in our state.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on both of those, and all the rivers and streams are looking so dramatic right now. Just take a look at Confluence Park here where the Cherry Creek and the South Platte come together. The water is running very high and it is running very fast, and just about every bike and jogging path around this area is completely submerged in water. But so far, that's all it's been, is a few dramatic visuals, as we have not had a flash flood warning issued yet along the Denver metro area or the northern Front Range. And the reason for that is because it's taken so long for this rain to fall. 2 to 4 inches over a 36-hour period is something that the system can handle. If it was 2 to 4 inches in 1 or 2 hours, then we would be looking at some trouble. It's a little different though in the burn scars, where we've also been keeping an eye on those. This is video from the Cameron Peak burn scar last summer, where just 1/4 of an inch of rain could have brought out a flash flood warning. But this now being the 3rd year after the fire, we've seen a lot of regrowth and stabilization. And that has made a huge difference because, I mean, look at this radar loop over the Cameron Peak burn scar from today, where there's some heavy rain showing up there in that burn scar. And so far, we have not had a single warning issued up in the burn scars, and that's because of that regrowth and stabilization. Now, back here at Confluence Park, where the rain keeps coming down, this is pretty unusual. We haven't seen the confluence this big really since September of 2013. So we'll keep an eye. If we get a heavier burst of rain through the afternoon and evening, we could see a flash flood warning, because the flood watch goes until 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Wow, Corey, you see that water running high and fast. First time in 10 years we've been that high. We will check back with you in just a bit for more on that. Thanks.